Today is a very special day. No. No. But Tim, I love this game. Let me take the lead. Nope. Nope. You can help, but you're not gonna take the lead. You'll get carried away and distracted. You mean like you did with World of Warcraft in the last episode? Out of all the games that I've... Out of all the games that I've talked about so far, this one is... odd. Odd in the sense that I didn't expect to talk about it quite this soon, but as I stared at my games, my gaze kept falling upon this one. Also, excuse the lack of facial hair. I shaved it, and I look a bit like a thumb. You look a bit like a piece of shit! While yes, this game does scratch that familiar itch inside of my brain that says, hey, play me over and over and over and over, which I did, play the ever-loving dog Poopy right out of this game. I didn't, however, expect to remember it so fondly. But I do. No, this is not a review. I'm just a guy with fond memories. I'm gonna warn you guys right now, in case you don't know anything about this game already, it is, rated M for mature. Lots of swearing, messed up situations, gore, weird monsters. But you don't give a fuck about any of that stuff, because you wouldn't be watching me otherwise if you did. Thank you. This game starts off with our main boy, Torque, getting escorted to his new home, a prison cell, on death row. However, once you beat the game the first time, you're treated to the actual beginning of this game, where Torque... Okay, that's why he's on death row. BT dubs. This game has 3 different endings. A good boy one, a bad boy one, and a neutral one. At least I think there's 3. No, I'm not gonna look it up. It would be extra work. And I base these videos off my nostalgic memories and lack of information. You said it! Anyway, Torque was sent here because he was convicted of killing his wife and 2 boys in cold blood. But since I went for the good boy ending, he didn't do that. For once, I approve of going with the good boy ending, Tim. Good job. Really? Of course not, you idiot! But I didn't get to play this game, so what say do I have? Torque soon meets his wonderful blockmates, and...
You shut the fuck up, you baby-raping, sodomizing sack of shit!
I was just asking the man a question, Goose.
This game's rated M for mature! But then suddenly... an earthquake erupts, and like many other horror franchises, all hell literally breaks loose. You are then freed by a mysterious monster that disappears into the darkness just as swiftly as it appeared. Guard gets dead real hard, and you get yourself a shank. It's a shiv, Tim. A shiv! This is honestly one of those games that has all kinds of neat little horror Easter eggs hidden throughout the entire experience. And would honestly be a disservice to show all of them and talk about all of them in this retrospective. So, I'm just going to talk about probably a couple. And, if you like horror games and you can get your hands on this fucking thing, it's worth playing. Did I say, As soon as you manage to leave the cell block, a man gets pulled into a vent, and you get a phone call from your dead wife. And you also realize this game can be a first-person shooter if you want it to be. And then you get properly introduced to the thing that's been killing everyone. The Slayer. The blade-armed baddie that's been chopping up COs and inmates alike. But fuck that thing. I'm gonna stab it with a shiv and give it a taste of its own medicine. That's another really cool feature of this game. All the creatures you fight are based on some form of death or execution. Yay! A CO emerges, and you're presented with a choice. The first of several that will lead to whichever ending you want to get. Every time one of these options is presented, you hear your wife's voice telling you to be the good boy that she knows you are. While a clearly more reasonable demonic voice tells you to fuck that guy, kill him, and take his gun. Nope. I'm a good boy. I help him out. And I get a gun anyways. And he dies anyways. You happy? Yes. Yes, I am. You move a fridge, get a quick little jump scare from the monitor, and then you get a glimpse of Horus. The man, the myth, not that one. Man, looks like he's suffering. I checked the potty for some more pills, but my pills was full. You pop pills in this game to regain your health. This game's rated M for mature. After you kill some more stabby guys, you get a glimpse of that mysterious monster again, and you're presented with one of your first trick choices to try to get you off the path from being a good boy. Don't hit the big yellow button. Just let the weird gas Nazi man do it for you. I don't actually remember if Hermes is a Nazi or not, but he might as well be. He's a bad guy. Bad in the sense that he's a psychopath that enjoys being evil for no other reason than being a fuck ass. Once you get into the room, surprise, surprise, he tries to gas you too. But you get freed by a super duper slayer. They're bigger than normal slayers. Next, it's off to the basement where you get properly introduced to our devious trio. Hermes Hate. Yes, that is his real name. Horus the Electric Man, and Dr. Killjoy, who takes joy in killing. God, the villain and monster design in this game is so fucking cool. Indeed, Hermes and Horus can go fuck themselves, but Killjoy, you can learn a thing or two from him, Tim. These three seem to know a little bit more about what's going on than they let on. And they really want Torque to get mad. So they lock you in a room and throw slayers at you until you get fucking stabbed enough or angry enough to turn into the creature. Eventually you do that, and then you're introduced to a new mechanic that's honestly pretty fun. And a new enemy based on Death by Firing Squad. This island used to be a base in World War II in a POW camp and all kinds of other really fucked up stuff. After you kill the marksman, you proceed to get lost in the basement for 20 minutes. Because you're an idiot. And you don't know where to go. Upstairs, you get to watch Killjoy taking joy in killing a man. And then you meet Dallas from Eastern. A guy that Torque knew from another prison he was in. He thinks it's the government's fault that everything's fucked up. I'm pretty sure he's wrong. The two of you team up for quite some time. You find him a gun, you fight these creatures based on lethal injection, which are like little spider monkeys, and then you kill the warden of the prison, who is also a fuck ass, for no reason. And then you also kill Dallas because you can't see through the blinding stream of bullets you're firing at the door. But I had to restart that part so I could get the good boy ending.
You mean the bitch ending?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Really? Oh! Got him!
You help Dallas escape, but unfortunately, you are unable to follow him. Imagine that. At the beginning of the next part, you can look down in the courtyard and see that there's guards fighting monsters. And there's a lot of moments like that in this game, and this game's really underrated. You kill a bunch of marksmen, and then you get some top-notch foreshadowing that you may be getting a shotgun soon. And then you get a shotgun.
Nooseman!
Then you have a tender moment with the memory of your dead wife that immediately gets ruined by a bunch of fucking slayers, and Torque gets mad. The next part's pretty straightforward, but can be tricky dicky. And by tricky dicky, I mean I'm an idiot. Eventually, I find a hole that leads to the roof, which leads me to my new best friend. Who I kill in a fit of rage because the game fucked up and he wouldn't stop cowering in a corner and say his next section of dialogue to progress the game. You alright there, buddy? No. No, I'm not. I really, really like this game, and I do recommend it. But it fucked up a lot. Eventually, I got him to work right, and I was able to proceed to the next section.
You know, Tim, you wouldn't have to do all this restarting if you were going for the real ending.
This guy is a fucking coward, but I can't say that I blame him. I mean, for God's sakes, hell has literally broken loose. But luckily, they don't like light.
Idiot!
The whole purpose of this mission is to get to the radio station and call for help. Your friend, the coward, wants to stay behind as cowards do. But I can't say that I blame him, because you have to go to the asylum. You pass through the graveyard, which contains several neat little Easter eggs if you care to look for them. And then you get to fight the burrowers for the first time, who, you guessed it, got killed by burrowing. Buried alive. You make your way through the quarry, which also has a fucked up history, and you save a guy for some extra good boy points. And then you see some twins. And then you carry on your merry way until you hop a wall and find the asylum. The Slayers are immortal now, unless you blow their heads off.
Right away, Dr. Killjoy is there to greet you and teach you more about yourself.
I didn't say you could cut in.
We're too fucking bad! Each of these devious villains have their own gimmick. Killjoy has cameras, Hermes has gas, and hate, and Horus has heresy. Right away, you discover that shooting the cameras that are projecting the barricades will destroy them and lift said barricades.
That's a cool-ass design.
Here! Killjoy has created a machine that can cure you. Your way forward is blocked by several hidden cameras that you must destroy to progress forward. You must also lower the machine into a chamber while you're bombarded by visions of Killjoy's atrocities. Beautiful. But once you get to the actual conflict, you realize that Killjoy is nothing but talk. His fight is a joke. Though I must give the man credit for his willingness to delve into the darker sides of humanity in his search for dark knowledge.
You done jacking off?
Yes.
And fuck you. Once you realize you have to jump out the window like your other half did, it's off to the beach to have a nice moonlight stroll with your new pal, Clem. Clem is one of 2 NPCs that you meet in this game that have direct ties to the main story, Ernesto being the other. You meet him later on, but he's the CO that escorts you to your cell at the beginning of the game. Clem wants your help getting to the beach so he can use a raft he built to escape to freedom. You see, he's already Shawshanked himself out through the poop tube. But then all hell literally broke loose and all shit hit the fan. Yes, pun absolutely intended. But in order to do that, you have to kill your way through a swarm of new creature called Festers. Quest. They are the bloated corpses of the slave masters that crashed a slave ship on this island and let the slaves die in the hole. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, I know. Starting to see why this island's so fucked up. This game's rated M for mature. Once you do that, Clem gives you a map to the island that has the location of secret shit that I never use. Because fuck that guy. Fucking leaving me on this fucking island. Horace shows up, and you start getting the impression that maybe he's not all that bad. Then, after you get lost in the basement for 20 fucking minutes, you fight Horace. And during the fight, he won't shut his fucking mouth. And he tells you that he killed his wife during a conjugal visit, so someone else wouldn't kill her. What a fucking idiot. Yeah, I'm glad he's dead. For real this time. After retracing your steps and realizing you're back at the very start of the game, you see your dead family in your cell. Now these visions are probably different if you've been murdering everyone that you meet up until this point, but I don't know. Killjoy gives you his diagnosis, and then a Fester Kool-Aid man's his way through a wall. And then you kill your way through a bunch of places you've already been. Yes, that is a chicken that shoots eggs out of its ass for one-hit kills. No, I'm not gonna tell you where to get it, but I'll give you a hint. It's why I got lost in the basement for 20 fucking minutes. You get a cutscene where Hermes kills several men, and then I fail a simple jump several times. But once I tapped into my ancient Spyro techniques and made that jump, I was treated to a vision of more of this island's fucked up history, and a section that pushed my PlayStation 2 to the limits. So you finally get to see that World War II bunker place, and there's a guy throwing explodey things at you, and you're supposed to be able to save him, but I couldn't figure out how, so I just left that piece of shit to die.
Attaboy!
Fortunately, you still get the good boy ending, even if you leave this man for dead. Good. Serious time. This game has 2 very well designed and well thought out boss fights, and 2 that are not so good. 1 that's not so good. The last fight's not that bad. In order to defeat Hermes, you must turn off all the gas so you don't die yourself. So you block off all the furnaces until only the one in front of the fire remains. When you finally do kill him, he's pretty happy about it. Fortunately, now you have a clear goal, which you may have been told at the very beginning or at some other point, but I don't remember. To turn the lighthouse on so a boat can come pick you up. Oh look, those creepy little girls are back. Did I forget to mention that this island had a small village on it back during the Salem times, and they would burn little girls at the stake for being witches? Yeah.
You know, I never understood that whole burning witches at the stake thing. They supposedly got their powers from the devil, and fire is supposed to kill them?
I love how you're trying to make sense out of ignorance. That's why it's called ignorance. You finally meet up with Ernesto, who reluctantly helps you turn power back onto the lighthouse. This part of the game is actually pretty lengthy, but enjoyable. Once you do that, you turn the lighthouse on, and Ernesto leaves to find his family. Which I hope he does. His wife wrote a lovely journal. It turns out, none of the bosses died, and they're all good now. Maybe you simply cleansed their souls, Tim. And before they passed on, they decided to help you for doing them such a kindness. Maybe they did. Except for Killjoy. He just wants to know what the fuck you are. Final boss time! You arrive at the docks, and Killjoy's already there. And he's set up that neat little device to help you kill yourself. A lot. Your dead sons talk to you once again, and I believe this dialogue is different based on which direction you've gone so far. But I could be wrong and just be blinded by the foggy lens of nostalgia. Rose-colored glasses. But after you talk to your dead wife, the true villain appears. You lower that neat machine that Dr. Killjoy made, and you realize that the answer to all your problems was in your crayon box the entire time. Pure, unadulterated purple. Once your inner demon is destroyed, you're treated to the good boy ending. You were framed. Turns out, you made someone really mad. So they killed your family. Shit. The boat comes to save you, and then you're treated to the secret beginning of the game that I've already showed you. In conclusion, I did not expect to have nearly as much fun replaying this game as I did. In fact, I played it several times after recording this. Shortly after playing this game, I realized something. Where the fuck are you? I really like Midway games. Also, the music's really good in this game. And it's just a guy banging on a bunch of pipes. So if everything stayed on track like it's supposed to, this should come out in the spooky, scary month of Halloween. If it doesn't, Happy Thanksgiving!